Hey, what's up? This is a super ghetto lawn roller that I made out of an old resin tank for a soft water conditioning system, whatever you call it. Water softener. Yeah, that's it. So here's the top that all the controls would screw in there. Like, this part is threaded, so if this thing was standing upright, that would be the bottom that sits on the floor in your basement or whatever. This is the part that all the controls come on. So that's threaded, and I just took that off with a pipe wrench. And then down here, there's on most of these older ones, there's like a plastic base that fits around here. So the bottom's not actually flat. It's just like a chintzy little plastic thing that you set it on, kind of holds it up. And then so I just ripped that off. And then down here, this is I had to cut this because it was just like all the threads from the fiberglass like all come to a point, and then whatever, it's fiberglass. So I cut that out big enough so that I could shove this pipe through here. You can see some of the resin. I just left the resin in there, and then I shoved this pipe through, which is actually an old clothesline pipe. And if you see all the dirt in the end of there, it's because I shoved the pipe through the whole thing from the top down, and then I stabbed it into the ground over there. And then, so it was standing upright on its own. And then I mixed up some extra mortar that I had left over from our stone project. And I mixed it up really wet. And I just funneled it in there, and I kept shaking this pipe to get it to you know, kind of seep through there. So the thing is pretty much full of mortar and the old resin. So the stupid thing had been sitting in my garage for a few years. Been meaning to take it to the dump. Then a couple years ago, it got to be this time of year where we have a lot of moisture, a lot of leaves, and for whatever reason around here, a lot of gophers. And I had never used a, what do you call these things, lawn roller before, so I figured I wasn't going to spend any money because I'm cheap, so I'd just make my own. And yeah, I made a frame out of wood, chintzy, but I figure at most I'll use it once or twice a year, and it actually held up pretty well. I used these little clamps for a chain link fence, just clamped it around there, and it rolls in there pretty well. This side to keep it from, because you know, the whole thing jiggles kind of back and forth as you're dragging it around the yard, so I just used these self tappers and this little bracket I had laying around. This is actually a piece of muffler, not that it matters, I just needed something so that this wouldn't slide off past and fall off, obviously. I'm thinking in here I might add like a plywood box that I can add weights, or if I wanted to get super fancy, I could just bolt like Olympic weight posts here and add like weights from a barbell set or something. But it kind of works. I don't know what these are like totally supposed to be for. It flattens out the gopher tunnels sort of well. When it's wet like this is the best time to do it. It's probably a little too wet right now. Not the ground. I'm not worried about ripping up the ground or like smushing it all over. We have pretty sandy soil, but all these leaves, they're still wet. And if I'm going to drag this stupid thing around all day, I'm going to at least have my blades spinning on my mower so that I'm mulching up them leaves. I was curious how much this actually weighed, because some of the commercial ones, or the ones that you buy at like Home Depot or whatever, can get up to like 250, 300 pounds. They usually use sand or water for ballast, but I'll see if I can get this thing on the scale so you can see. So now it's zeroed out. Oh, now I gotta zero it out again. Stupid thing is heavy and I've only got so many hands here. Okay, hold on. So 127-ish pounds, which isn't bad. But like I said, I could add some weight to it. I don't know what these things are used for. I think it'd be good if you had, like, say I wanted to tear up the yard. I could tear it up, till it, rake it out kind of like lazily. And then if I were to seed it, then I could run this thing over it, kind of tamp the seeds in. But my plan is this fall to drive around, smash down all the gopher tunnels, and then I have an aerator that I did buy from Home Depot. That is definitely worth the money. Maybe I'll do a video on that too. But that thing works super well. It doesn't have a lot of plugs on it, but if you got to go over the like 3 times. Like I go a tire width and just keep overlapping. But anyway, so as far as this thing goes, smash down all the soft spots, and that's about it. It's held up pretty well, but I don't know. Give me your ideas. What can I use this dumb thing for? It sits in my garage, and does nothing all year. Like, could I make a big, like, super big pizza maybe? And then use it as a dough roller? I don't like pizza that much. I mean, I like pizza, but who's gonna make it? That's a problem. Maybe like industrial Christmas cookie flattener. Whatever's clever. Peace out.